Today's October 1st, and today's quote is entitled, "Harder Than Prabhupada." We shouldn't become harder on one another than Prabhupada was on us. A great soul sees the good and overlooks the faults. Krsna saw that Putana had a drop of attraction and thus brought her back to Godhead and gave her a position like a mother. Krishna is amazing because he sees the good and he overlooks the bad. It doesn't really notice the bad, but he sees the good either in the intention or he sees the good in the action. In the case of Putana, her intention was not really good, although in her previous life she had some attraction to Krishna, so he considered that. And he also considered her action, which was to feed him, so he accepted her like a mother. Historically speaking, followers of charismatic religious leaders or founders of religious organizations tend to be more fanatical than their teachers, than those founders, than those gurus. Sometimes we see that amongst God brothers we can be more critical on one another than Prabhupada was even on us. And I don't think it's healthy. I mean, we should be objective. We should try to help one another. If someone is deviating, we shouldn't be blind about it. But we shouldn't be fanatically hard. And sometimes we see that. And we shouldn't be harder and more fanatical and more strict and more conservative or more liberal or more this or that than Prabhupada was, because he established the mood, he established the standard which we follow. And if we're going to follow him, even if something is wrong or we disagree, we still need to follow the mood in which Prabhupada used to correct a situation, or sometimes even overlook a situation, seeing that a devotee was sincere, perhaps a little bit ignorant, but knowing that Krishna would guide them and eventually they would become aware of their own ignorance. So we see that Prabhupada was quite patient in many cases. Some cases not so patient, depending on what somebody was doing, how serious the deviation was, and so forth, and the ramifications of it. But often we can be very critical amongst one another when we feel that we're deviating from what our spiritual master wants. It's not the mood we want to create, and our scriptures are give us so many cautions about offending Vaishnavas, because Krishna loves his devotees, and it really hurts him when we offend his devotees. Even if we're trying to help, sometimes we end up offending, or we end up doing something that is not pleasing to Guru and Krishna, and we can't rationalize it because, well, I'm just trying to help, I'm just trying to make things better. If I make an offense, it's an offense. Whether I'm trying to make it better or not, if I commit an offense, if I commit Vaishnava aparadh, it's an offense and I will suffer. Hare Krishna.